and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee, joined by President Obama's good friends. Big game, James Worthy. Big shot, Robert Horry. Allie Clifton is here. Mike Trudell is here with Brez handling the post-game interviews. We're coming to you for the full 90 minutes after a Laker Game 1 victory. The first NBA Finals game for the Lakers in 10 years. They did not disappoint. Absolute dominance, James.
Yeah, I think so. I think the key word was focus at the mission at hand. You know, led by LeBron. He knows where he is now, 4 games away. You know, so I think it was a little slow start. Miami came out with a big charge, but I think you know, again, the poise of the Lakers went inside, did what they're supposed to do, dominated inside. Also, they hit the 3-ball early and you know, shot well. So domination is what they're supposed to do. This is the finals. You don't leave nothing on the court.
You know, it's a true sign of how you turn things around. If you look at the first quarter, you're like, oh, no, here we go with the previous playoffs game. But they just stuck with it. They say, you know what? You got to realize the Heat just came off a series. We haven't played in 8 days or 6 days, whatever it was. So it's going to give us a little time to get this rust off. They knocked that rust off, and then, wow, did they knock the rust off. They came out knocking down threes at a high clip. Their defensive rotation was amazing. They did a lot of great things in the game so that they was locked in and keyed in.
And everyone talked about one of the keys was going to be both teams' benches. And I think the Laker bench has proven consistently that when they step it up, they're hard to beat.
Yeah, the Heat were up 13 in the first quarter, just throwing haymakers. Lakers responded with a 19-3 run, had a 3-point lead going into the second, and from all there, it was the Lakers. Let's go back to Orlando. LeBron is with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron James, you've been to the finals 10 times, never in this type of a setting. What was game 1 like? What did it feel like there on the court compared to the other ones?
One, we got a sense of how hard Miami plays. We haven't played an Eastern Conference team in quite a while. They play extremely hard, and they showed that in that first quarter. But we have some resilience on our side, and we was able to be down early, 23-10, and be able to take the lead before the first quarter ended. So, you know, big step for our ball club.
Your defense has carried the way this whole season as a team. You've led the way on that end as well, verbally, physically. What in those second and third quarters, and really the end of the first 2, what did you guys figure out on that end that helped you limit Miami?
We had to play a little bit harder. We had to match their intensity. We had to match their will. We had to match their drive. Once we did that, we was able to cover for one another, get stops, and then get out and do what we do best on the offensive end.
How about the 2-man game with you and AD? It just seems like it's been clicking from the start. Here it is in the finals again. You're both able to get what you wanted to. How has that been going throughout the season and tonight especially?
We try to work well off one another. Our team leans on us, both offensively and defensively, to make plays, and that's our job. We're the 2 captains of the team, and we put that responsibility on our back. So tonight was another good effort for us, but we know we got to be a lot better in game 2.
All right, LeBron, last thing for you. You mentioned game 2. You said it's championship or bust. You have to get 4 wins. What do you take out of this one that's most important heading into that second game?
Well, we got game 1. You know, and that's what's most important. We got game 1 under our belt, and we're going to watch film, dive into the film session tomorrow, and see ways we could be better. I believe you could be just as great in a win and learn from your mistakes than if you lose a game. So I'm looking forward to getting to the film session tomorrow as a team and see ways we could be better in game 2.
Okay, LeBron, we appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Mike.
All right, LeBron James not celebrating anything after a Game 1 victory. Braun and Brow, NBA Finals Game 1. Our graphics producer, Andrew Miller, put this together, and it is fantastic. 34 points for AD, 25 for LeBron. They combined 20 of 38 from the field. They combined 4 of 8 from 3. 22 rebounds, and you look at the assists for LeBron, 9. He's 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and the 3 blocks from AD, were big. I want to start with AD, James, because this was his first finals game. You see the 34 points. You see the 3 blocks. I also see the 10 for 10 from the free throw line, the rim protection, and they just did not have an answer for him, and he showed a lot of toughness in this game, too.
Yeah, what I see is a superstar player coming to a big-time city, recognizing where he is, and he has gone through each stage and gotten better each stage. I saw him in tonight's game really be aggressive. You know, he's had moments where he's been a little, not lackadaisical, but being pushed off the post and things of that nature. No, I saw a determined guy that didn't need any conversation about being ready, blocking shots. Very aggressive on the offensive rebound, getting position. A lot of that has to do with, playing with Dwight Howard, seeing how Dwight Howard plays too. But I saw, AD step up the last couple of series, step it up big time, and he's going to another level.
Yeah, 3 blocks, 1 turnover, and we always talk about being aggressive, and you learn from your mistakes. You learn from each team you play in the playoffs. You look at where you played in Portland, and you look at where you played against, the Rockets, and all of a sudden now you're like, okay, in the last series against Denver, every game that you didn't show up is when you weren't aggressive. And it's like, be aggressive. It's like now it's, you know what? I got to be aggressive for 4 more games. Maybe, if they lose one, but 4 more games. Now it's down to 3. Attack, 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 and show everybody what you got and why you one of the best players in the game.
He can taste it.
He can taste it for sure, James. I agree with you 100% there, and I think we focus so much offensively on how he looks. But Mike talked to LeBron about the defensive end, what he and AD do physically, verbally. When they're connected, James, and you saw it at second quarter on, and LeBron said they just needed to match the intensity. And once they did that, they get stops, they get out and run, they cover for each other. There is no matchup that they don't have the advantage of out there, and have the advantage in. It's crazy.
Yeah, while they were trying to, get their chemistry 100%, when they weren't shooting threes very well, offense was a little stymied. Their defense is what carried them all season long, especially when you have guys like, Caruso coming in with his tenacious. Pope does a good job of fighting over picks. Danny Green is an exceptional defensive player, things that he does out there. And then Dwight Howard coming in. Then you add AD and LeBron to that mix. Collectively, they're a really good defensive team. And when they want to turn it on defensively, they can really stop teams and get their offense going, transition, steals, and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's crucial when you have guys that come off the bench like Caruso, Morris, playoff Rondo. When you come on the court, you don't lose a step, but you pick up defensively because that's what you're in the game for. You're in the game for to play great defense, cause some havoc. And what Rondo and Caruso and Morris do when they get in the game, they cause havoc. And they come down and make it easier for AD and LeBron because now they cause a havoc on the defensive end, getting steals, getting stops. And now everybody says, we got to get a stop. They double teaming LeBron, and what do? They knock down open jumpers. And that's your job coming off that bench, is to do what you need to do to make the team better. Don't do anything to hurt them.
Listen, we're biased. We watch every game. I think that's why we all push for AD to be Defensive Player of the Year. You see how good this Laker team is defensively in the playoffs. We watched it all year. Their best defensive player is Anthony Davis. But you have to give a lot of credit to LeBron James, too, the way he rededicated himself on that end of the floor.